mark off a team pacemaker here. It is 6:30 on the 10th of June. The rally starts on the 14th. I've got to get to ferry on the 13th. I'm booked in for a dyno on the 12th, and I've got to go to work on the 11th. So that means that I've got roughly about 10 or 12 hours to turn this engine into a running engine that's going to get me 1,000 miles. Which isn't great in itself, but I looked on my phone this morning and 13,000 people had watched that first video in 48 hours, which adds a bit of spice to the situation, because nobody wants to make a video for thousands of people and look like a complete dick, do they? So I was going to take the forks out of this and re-grease or change the fork bearings, but after my ride to Oxford, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the steering. So for time's sake, I think I'm just going to leave the forks, well, the fork bearings well alone, but I'm definitely going to take the front hub off and repack the bearings with grease, check the front brake, and I think I'm going to have to change, well, I know I'm going to have to change the fork buffers, probably the springs as well while I'm in there. So that was a bit of a struggle to get the rims off, but they're pretty blimmin' good, so that's handy. Original Innocenti rims. Need a little bit of a clean up, but just pulled the drums apart. They look in really good nick. Loads of brake dust, but everything looks above board. Original Innocenti shoes with the rivets. I'll just clean that grease out and repack these and they can go back together. So that's the front end all complete. New springs, progressive springs, new buffers, hub bearings been re-greased, new oil seals, new front brake cable, new tyres and inner tubes obviously, these lovely BGM classics. I've left the fork bearings alone because there's nothing wrong with them, so sorry, I should have showed you this while the wheel was on, but this rear wheel bearing has got absolutely no play in it whatsoever. It spins lovely, it seems in perfect condition. So what I'll probably do for time's sake, well, not even for time's sake, because we only need to do what we need to do. So I'll probably leave the gearbox, lay shaft and all of that alone and not even bother taking it out. I might, well I will, take the nuts off the end plate and just Loctite them down, but yeah, I luckily don't have to do anything to that whatsoever. So here's one more thing I'll be upgrading. That's the old Series 2 chain case, and that is a Spanish Series 2 chain case. And as you can see, the Spanish one is ribbed for pleasure. No ribs? Ribs. Because I've read online that the Gory kit's got quite a lot of compression, and these Series 1s and Series 2 casings are prone to breaking around the kickstart shaft, which is why the Spanish beefed them up a bit. End flow is supposed to be between 0.7 and 0.30, and I've got that is 0.178, so that is bang on the money, so that's going to be left as is. I was tempted to leave this main bearing in as well, but it does seem to have a little bit of play, and because I'm taking out the oil seal anyway, I might as well change it, but yeah, that's a shame. Right, we're going to go full retard. Lunch break. I spent more time this morning cleaning the blooming thing than I have actually working on it. That oil in the gearbox is horrendous stuff. I've never seen anything like it. And trying to get that old crusty two-stroke solid oil off of the outside of it, it's been a flipping nightmare. But I mean, I could have spent all day cleaning it. I've got it as clean as I don't spend that many time. It is what it is, but yeah, we're on the well, not on the home straight at all. I've started to put it together now. I just put the mains in, so at least it's going in the right direction. Cheers. I just went and moved the shock absorber and it's just fallen apart in me. Unscrewed like that. Brilliant. So, what crankshaft are you going to be using with this Gory Sport kit, Mark? I hear you cry. Well, it's lucky you should say that because I've just got the box out here. I'm going to be using an Is it SIP or is it SIP? Because it's got little dots, so I've always said SIP, but every time I say that, people look at me weird. But then I suppose people look at me weird anyway. But anyway, yeah, again, there's a very specific reason why I'm using this, as because it was cheap. This is one of the budget cranks on the market, although it comes in a very fancy box. So I've no experience with this crank whatsoever. I don't know anything about it other than it's cheap-ish. Oh, blimey, there's two. Why have you got two small ends? Get off. Oh, one's longer than the other. Okay, I'll have to measure those. What was the saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, every time I take a 1,000-mile trip into the unknown, I always like to put a crankshaft in that I have no idea about and have never used before. Shiny though. I'm not going to put the Series 2 rear sprocket back in because it's one of these early ones with the springs in it that can and do fall apart on tuned scooters. So the only thing is, all I can find in my bits is this thing, and it's sort of an unknown quantity. I've no idea. It's got no markings on it, and it looks a little bit poorly made, so I've no idea where that came from. So I'm sort of caught between a rock and a hard place, but I think I'm going to go with the solid one just because. So I was watching Rob Gray's Excellent Kickback Garage the other day, and oh, thanks for the shout out, Rob. I'm now shouting back out at you. Is that a... Anyway, yeah, so I was watching Rob Gray's Kickback Garage the other day, and he was working out gear ratios for his RT on a pad in advance, and I thought, what a great idea, pre-planning. Because I haven't got time to mess about with gearing and sprocket combos because we've got to go. So yeah, I thought I'd have a go at working it out beforehand. So we know the LI 150 box is 5.21 final drive ratio. And with a 16-2 front sprocket, it's 4.9. The Gory kit probably kick out about 15 brake horsepower, but minus off a couple on the road because, you know, we've got quite a wide fat boy scooter here, so it's not going to be that on the road, is it? So let's say 13. Now, I'm 13 stone. And I've got size 11 shoes. So if we take that, that's 2. That one's 2. This one's is something like 0.1, 0.1 full. And then we minus that off there. That's nothing. 0.1. So I've got to get a final drive ratio of 0.1. That don't sound right, does it? I'll tell you what, let's stick a 16.2 front sprocket on there and hope for the best like I normally do. So I've got a new 16.2 front sprocket. Obviously I went for the best. This is a genuine auto part, so I mean it's genuine, so you missed it. I was just slagging off these Series 1 and Series 2 small silent blocks and how much the vibrations vibrate up your bum, and how I was going to replace them with the Series 3 ones, but someone forgot to turn the camera on, so I can't be asked to do it again, so it's lost in the mist of time like teardrops in the rain. Right, clear the stage. It's the main event. Instructions. Ha! Shiny. That does look quality. Won't be using that. Okay. Right. What the? Really? Whoa, that looks really boring. That port timing looks really conservative. You've got to be shitting me. No. I don't fucking believe it. You wankers. Future me here. Back from the future in my high-tech recording studio to the past to fix some holes in this shit show like a lyrical glue meister. Don't worry about all that stuff, I'll crop that out later. This is a new feature, Future Nori. It's a bit like Jack and Nori from the future. Except this is the past, isn't it? So it should have been past the Nori. Anyway, are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. Once upon a time in the land of Pacemaker, our handsome hero Mark, and he is handsome, I can't lie, I would. Everything was going great for our handsome hero Mark. He was going to get to the Dino Church on time and live happily ever after. However, this is where our hero story takes a turn for the south. Takes a turn for the south? Takes a turn for the worst and goes south. In fact, it goes proper tits up, innit? Mr. Gory and his packing house throw a right spanner in the works. As you can see, Mark's just opened his Gory kit and there's an important part missing. A very important part. And not just a normal head packer either. Oh no. Not just a normal gasket that you've got on the shelf or your mate's got or you can go down the local scooter shop and get. Oh no. They had to make this one a unique size, a unique inner and outer diameter and also a unique thickness. I think they're 5.5 blimmin' mil. So no one stocks them anywhere. There's hardly any shops that sell the parts. And it left our hero rather frustrated, if I'm honest. I mean, it's pretty hard to comprehend how you can leave stuff out of a kit, isn't it? I mean, we're not talking Millennium Falcon Lego kit here. You could probably count the parts on your hand. Cylinder, piston rings, head, and maybe some gaskets. 5 items. So you can look at your hand and count the bits in the box and go 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only 4 items in there. Oh, there should be 5. I mean, come on. Anyway, thanks to Mr. Gory and his packing house fuck up, our hero was stuffed. And this played itself out for the remainder of the day and some of the next day, where he tried to ring around trying to get that part that isn't sold separately, or trying to find out the dimensions of that part so we could get one made lastminute.com. And thanks for anyone that have offered to help me out that day. But oh, and thanks for Rob at VE for getting back to me with those measurements, because you didn't, did you? So never mind, it wasn't important. But fear not, because our hero had the tenacity to paper over these cracks of not having a top end for his scooter with 1 day to go, and instead he went and done some other stuff. So I couldn't do anything last night to the engine, so I just stayed late and got on with bits and bobs on the bodywork. So I didn't film anything because I was so pissed off about the engine. I just ploughed on and got on with all these little bits and bobs. So last night I did the headlight, new re-chromed, so not new re-chromed, it's the original re-chromed reflector. New switch. Well, this is obviously not a new switch, it's an old new switch. I drilled this pin out with an oversized pin because it had loads of play in the clutch lever. What else did I do? Oh yeah, new stand feet, very important. Got a proper brake light switch fixed up. and rewired in. Put the battery on, recabled it. Oh, I found an Indian Escort shocker, a new one. I thought I might have had one. It's a bit dusty, but that'll do. It's the right length for a Series 2. That is a BGM, it's actually a BGM CDI, a fake coil-shaped CDI. I got that fitted, HT lead, spark plug, cap. New LED rear light thingy in. Straightened out this number plate. Oh, what else did I do? Oh yeah, Wazzle rectifier, which I'm not really happy with, but I don't have much time, so I'll tidy that up at a later date. What else did I do? Oh yeah, put a new badge on the panel. That's blending in nicely, not quite as dark as I would like yet, but it'll get there. So, what could our hero do? 2 days till the ferry, 1 day till the dyno. The engine's still on the bench. It's got no top end whatsoever. The only thing you could do really, push on through. Rang around all the local scooter shops. Scooter Surgery had already left for the Euro. All Styles, for some bizarre reason, didn't have a single small block kit in stock. So, ended up driving a 4-hour round trip to the excellent Cambridge Lambretta to see what they had in stock. Right, let's start that again, shall we? Right, move over for the main event. Mr. Dory. Oh, quality box. Ooh. Oh, so that is proper porting. Oh look, and it all seems to be here. Take a note, Mr. Gory. Quality. Gaskets. Right. Okay, cool. So, obviously, we're in a massive hurry now, so let's get on with it. I know that that bracket is supposed to be in that one, but I couldn't get that stud out. That's well jammed in there, so I had to put it in that one. Right, no time for smart remarks or fannying about. I should have left for the dyno about an hour ago. Right, engine's in, all cabled up. There's something really satisfying about, although it's a real pain in the arse, there's something really satisfying about cabling up. I suppose it's because you're on the home straight. I think I've fecked it getting to the dyno. I tried to start it, well, I tried to kick it over, see if it had a spark, and nothing, absolutely nothing. FFS. I've got nothing from the spark plug. New CDI, new stator, it's all wired up correctly, and there's nothing. Took the readings from the stator. All looked fine, but just was not sparking. And I looked and I thought this trigger was lined up, but yeah, I've just packed it out with these little packers, just because it's the only thing I could think of, and it's actually got a little spark now, so I'm just going to put this extra one in. There's already two in there. I'm going to put this extra one in, and well, I'm hoping that that's going to be the answer. But I mean, for goodness sakes, what else can happen? Future me here again. That wasn't the issue at all. The packers on the pickup, I ended up taking all those off again because it stopped working. So I don't know what I'd done, but I had good readings on the stator. I tried several different CDIs, and it should have been working, but it wasn't. And all of a sudden, it started working. And alarm bells should have started ringing then. When something electrical isn't working, then it just randomly starts working for no reason. Yeah, alarm bells should have started ringing then. So this cheapy Indian inlet manifold has actually come out all right. It's the right length and the right angle to fit on with this BGM airbox. And third of the price as well. So it's a slight angle because of that bolt that holds in the head cowl, but shouldn't affect it in any way. So I think we're more or less ready for the first startup. So we're ready for the first startup on the new engine. That's 2 first start will it runs in one video series. You are spoiled. So don't forget to subscribe because that is free. Oh yeah, you might have noticed I went off and amongst all this and got my hair cut because priorities. So anyway, let's give it a go. I reckon, what? 5, 6, I want to say 7 kicks. Oh shit. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Blimey, that's some serious compression. Oh, shit. No way. Shut the front door. No, stop it. Eh? Well, that is the first good bit of luck I've had in about the past 72 hours. Fuck me, no way. Ah, shit, a fucking brick. Bugger. That compression is ridiculous. But my hopes of a change in fortune were soon dashed when a as soon as I got it back in the workshop, she started popping and banging, spluttering, misfiring in the mid-range. So in my sleep-deprived mind, the only solution was to drive to Eurocarb and try and get some more jets to try and jet it out, because it couldn't possibly be anything on the electrical side, could it? Because that was all brand new.
I need the bomb. Yes, we haven't done it for a long time.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Wait. So, I've had a bit of a nightmare since that last startup video. Getting the taste for it now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it started up fine and seemed to rev okay. Brought it in the workshop and it started to misfire mid-range, like spluttery and then backfiring and stuff. And I thought it was a jetting problem because the carb was just random jet. So I tried to jet it out. Basically, I was trying to jet out an electrical problem. So went to Eurocarb, got some more jets, tried those, changed, but didn't get rid of the problem. So basically 4 hours passed of me trying to jet this carb problem out, and then thinking that it must be electrical. So went through all the electrics, tried different CDIs. I retimed it all again and strobed it. And then, yeah, and it turned out to be the second dodgy NGK plug. Brand spanking new, massive misfire. So yeah, that was 5 hours out of the drain. So yeah, that was 5 hours well spent. So obviously once I found the problem, which was the most obvious problem there is, then I had to rejet the carb completely again because I tried to jet it with a spark plug that wasn't firing properly. So now it's so late that the ferry's actually left before I've even left. It's left the dock before I've even left the workshop, which is perfect. Oh, and to top it all, it started raining, whereas it was lovely and sunny earlier. So that's all good. That plug was faulty, but there is a bigger problem going on here in the background, which we'll find out about more in the next episode. So, last doings. I need to. Well, I need somewhere to put my sat nav. There. But I'm too lazy to make my own rack, despite the fact that I'm a metal fabricator. So I bought one of John Betts's lovely racks. So I'm gonna modify this to take my sat nav. So that's all done and dusted. Sat nav on. Oil container. And a charger for my iPhone and the sat nav. £2 from China off of eBay. So I expect that will last forever. Next thing, the finishing touch. Oh, and the finishing touch. Hang on. God, this is going to be difficult with one hand. Oh, it's wonky. Oh well. So I wanted to take this spare wheel and hub because I'm all about forward thinking and planning me. So I had this rack, this trombone rack, original 60s one, and I thought it will be ideal. But I've just gone to fit it, and it's actually for a Series 3, not for a Series 2, so that's perfect. There's nothing like making a back rack literally 10 minutes before you leave for a Euro rally. So yeah, I saved you the gory details, but yeah, I had to shorten those front bits, make some new rear bits, change that over. And yeah, the irony of me taking the piss out of the not worth a lotty homemade rack at the beginning and then having to make a homemade rack at the end is not lost on me. Right, it's now 11:30 on Thursday the 13th. Unlucky for some, me. I'm about 14 hours behind schedule. I was supposed to leave at 10 o'clock this morning to catch the 3 o'clock ferry, but I think I missed that. But I have got a backup plan. I figure if I ride for 24 hours non-stop, 500 miles in 24 hours, I can get to Manicourt by Friday evening like I planned. So there's a ferry at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to ride through the night, catch the 6 o'clock ferry in the morning, catch a couple of hours kip on the ferry, and then ride all the next day. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a bit of a foolhardy plan, Mark, but I grew up in the 1990s, so we didn't sleep from 1991 to about 2001. So I'm used to a bit of sleep deprivation. So I'm just gonna load up the scooter now. There's a 24-hour fuel station about 14 miles away. Hopefully I've got enough fuel to get me there. And then I guess this is where I'm gonna sign off, and the next video will start from this point. There is just one small problem. We've got gates on the yard here, and they automatically close at 8 o'clock, so I'm actually locked in. So I think I've got to push this. I think there's an alleyway out the back that I'm going to have to push this through a field onto the road at the back, but I've walked the dog down there before, so I think I can fit. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.